Welcome everybody to my third week's screencast of Scalable Data Infrastructure Projects. Today I will be talking about all the things that went well, went bad, what I learned, and what I'll be using again. So let's start off with what things I had a problem with. Things I really had a problem with was actually not a whole lot this week. The only thing I really had a problem with was one of my variables in my little script to add up the components of the array that I have put together. One of those little variables had the wrong spelling in it, so it looked right, but every little misspell can cause the whole script not to work. So I finally figured that out, and it seems to be working now. Secondly, what things I discovered. JSON data. JSON data seems to be very, very helpful in being able to store data, remotely access a portion at a time. I used it actually to get different people's names and what type of car they drive, along with prices and stuff like that from a list remotely. So all I had to do in my main script was change one number, and it referenced the JSON data and grabbed that entire section and used it in my script. So that seemed to be very helpful. Next is how this builds on previous skills. This week's activity seemed to use a lot of last week's, really added the objects and the data structures part. Also, we're doing our own flowchart this week, so that was sort of interesting. This week we seem to use the objects a lot, and I think I like them just because they seem to be very helpful. And that sort of brings us to the next topic here, things or ideas that will help in the future. Definitely objects will be helpful. It allows us to sort of separate data into groups and access that info from that group, and be able to select, a variable for that group, just change one number, access a different group, and have that same, not have to change your code all the time. So that's very helpful also. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk